Did you know? In Pokémon Unite, defenders are the least popular role, with less than 10% of players choosing them in ranked matches. But why does this crucial role get so much hate? Let's find out. In Pokémon Unite, every role is vital for victory. Attackers deal heavy damage, speedsters zip around the map, and supports keep everyone alive. But then there's the defenders in Pokémon Unite play a crucial role in shaping the battlefield. Yet they remain one of the least popular choices among players. While attackers and speedsters often steal the spotlight with their high damage output and flashy plays, defenders work behind the scenes, absorbing damage, crowd-controlling enemies, and creating space for their teammates to shine. Despite their importance, many players shy away from this role due to a few key reasons. First, the playstyle of a defender is more strategic and team-oriented, requiring patience and a deep understanding of positioning. Unlike damage-dealing roles, defenders don't have the luxury of securing flashy knockouts, which can make them feel less rewarding in solo queue matches where individual performance often takes priority. Additionally, defenders rely heavily on teamwork. Their impact is only fully realized when teammates capitalize on the opportunities they create. In random lobbies, where coordination can be lacking, this dependency often leads to frustration and underappreciation. Another factor contributing to their unpopularity is the misconception that defenders have limited influence over the game's outcome. Many players believe that without strong offensive capabilities, carrying a match as a defender is nearly impossible. However, experienced players know that a well-played defender can dictate the pace of engagements, secure objectives, and turn the tide of battle by protecting key allies and controlling enemy positioning. Despite the lack of appreciation, defenders are the backbone of any balanced team. Their ability to soak up damage, disrupt opponents, and ensure map control makes them indispensable for achieving victory. So, is the hate for defenders justified? Not at all. It's time to recognize their value and give them the respect they deserve. Ask any seasoned Pokémon Unite player, and they'll likely say defenders are boring or just meat shields. Unlike attackers or speedsters, who get to pull off flashy moves and rack up KOs, defenders are tasked with holding the line. And let's be honest, standing around soaking damage while your teammates get all the glory doesn't sound thrilling. Most players want to be in the spotlight, scoring goals and securing knockouts, rather than playing a role that requires patience, positioning, and self-sacrifice. The lack of immediate impact and exciting moments often makes defenders feel less rewarding to play, leading many to avoid the role altogether. On top of that, playing defender can feel thankless. You might block attacks perfectly, peel enemies away from your teammates, or zone opponents off crucial objectives, but who notices? Unlike high-damage roles, where success is easily visible through KO streaks and damage numbers, a defender's contributions often go unnoticed. Worse still, when things go south, defenders are often the first to take the blame. If a fight is lost or an objective slips away, it's easy for teammates to point fingers at the slow, useless tank, even if you played your heart out and did everything right. These frustrations leave many players feeling like the role just isn't worth it. The lack of recognition, the dependency on teamwork, and the absence of personal glory make defenders a hard sell for most. However, those who stick with the role understand its true value, controlling the battlefield, protecting key allies, and being the backbone of the team's strategy. While it may not be the flashiest position, a skilled defender can make all the difference in securing victory, even if they rarely get the credit they deserve. But here's the thing, defenders are far from useless. In fact, they're the backbone of any successful team strategy. Pokémon like Snorlax, Mamoswine, and Trevenant can completely shift the momentum of a match with well-timed stuns, crowd control abilities, and strategic zoning. A well-placed Snorlax heavy slam can disrupt an entire enemy push, while Mamoswine's freezing abilities can lock down key threats and buy precious time for teammates. Defenders aren't just damage sponges. They create space, absorb pressure, and dictate the flow of battle. Without them, squishy attackers and supports would struggle to stay alive, making defenders an essential, if underappreciated, part of the team. Whether it's holding down a critical goal zone, contesting objectives like Regieleki or Rayquaza, or peeling enemies off a fragile Cinderace or Gardevoir, defenders ensure their team stays in the fight. Mastering a defender takes a surprising amount of skill that many players underestimate. It's not just about standing in front and soaking damage. It requires excellent map awareness, precise positioning, and the ability to anticipate enemy movements. Defenders must constantly read the battlefield, knowing when to engage and when to fall back, while also keeping track of cooldowns and ally positioning. A split-second decision, whether to block an enemy's escape route or bodyguard a teammate, can make or break a team fight. Unlike attackers who focus on dishing out damage, defenders have to think multiple steps ahead, positioning themselves to both initiate and disengage effectively. This strategic playstyle requires patience, game knowledge, and an understanding of the team's win conditions, making it far more complex than it might seem at first glance. It's not about being flashy. It's about being smart, and that's a challenge in itself. A skilled defender knows their role isn't to top the damage charts, but to enable their team to succeed. Holding the line during crucial late-game fights, absorbing crowd control effects meant for key teammates, and zoning enemies away from goals take a deep understanding of the game's mechanics. Though it might not always feel rewarding in terms of personal stats, a good defender's contributions are felt in every victory. In the end, while they may not get the credit they deserve, the best teams recognize that without a solid front line, even the strongest attackers won't be able to carry the game. We asked the Pokémon Unite community what they think of playing as a defender, and the responses were eye-opening. Many players admitted that it's one of the hardest roles to master because it requires juggling multiple responsibilities at once. Unlike other roles that focus on a single aspect, like dealing damage or scoring points, defenders must be constantly aware of their surroundings, protecting fragile teammates, controlling key areas of the map, and managing their cooldowns to maximize their effectiveness. The role demands a deep understanding of positioning, objective timing, and team dynamics, which can make it overwhelming for newer players. One misstep, like misusing a block or engaging too soon, can spell disaster for the entire team, adding to the pressure that comes with playing as a defender. But those who love the role had a completely different perspective. Instead of seeing it as a burden, they find satisfaction in the subtle but game-changing impact a good defender can have. It feels amazing to shut down an enemy speedster trying to steal a goal, said one player, highlighting the thrill of denying opponents key opportunities. Another added, being the unsung hero is worth it when you see your team dominate because of the space you created. For these players, success isn't measured by KOs or damage numbers, but by their ability to control the pace of the game and ensure their teammates have the freedom to shine. It's a different kind of satisfaction, one that comes from knowing their contributions are the foundation of a well-coordinated victory. The rewarding moments may be subtle, but they're definitely there if you know where to look. Whether it's perfectly timing a Snorlax block to deny an enemy goal, absorbing just enough damage to let an ally escape, or peeling a charging Lucario off a fragile Cinderace, defenders quietly make or break games. It takes patience, game knowledge, and a team-first mindset, but those who embrace the challenge understand just how valuable and fulfilling the role can be. So while defenders in Pokémon Unite might not always steal the spotlight, but they are the backbone of any successful team. Their ability to absorb damage, control engagements, and protect allies can turn the tide of battle, making them an invaluable asset in both casual and ranked play. Whether it's Snorlax blocking key pathways, Crustle disrupting opponents with crowd control, or Slowbro locking down threats with its incredible sustain, defenders play a crucial role in shaping the outcome of each match. Despite their importance, they often go underappreciated compared to high-damage attackers or speedy speedsters. So, what do you think? Have you played as a defender in Pokémon Unite? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our breakdown of the best team compositions for ranked play. You might discover a new strategy to elevate your game.